Hey kids, are we on? Yeah, we're doing something exciting again. Interesting and exciting. Right here at Guitar Quackery on the Guitar Quackery Live YouTube channel. 3D research and development. So you can be part of this R&D process, not procedure. And just kind of see what I'm doing and how everything is kind of like coming together, right? And I just posted check this out. Yeah, look at that. So I just posted on Instagram the announcement for this live stream. This guitar that we're scanning, it's a Martin HD28 Eric, what's his name? Clapton model. Scanning. Yeah, that was the scanner that you just saw me. Yeah. Hold, right? 3D scanner. So, yeah, we're about to do it. I'm just waiting for an audience. And it's going to be, what's it called? The double whammy, right? So I'm also going to record something for the main channel. Yeah, so I gotta kind of think about all this. So let me first show you the guitar. Here it is. So it's got a collapsed soundboard, and I guess as the soundboard collapsed, also the binding kind of came off. So it doesn't help that binding always comes off on the Martin. Oh, look, and here as well. Oh, I didn't even see that when the customer was here. So you're gonna have to look at that. Well, we're gonna rehumidify. I'm going to rehumidify the guitar. Not now, not during this live stream, right? That takes a few days, right? But let's see how this gap closes up, and then we'll decide what to do. But on Martin guitars, binding comes off often. Yeah, here I said it. Okay. So we do have an audience of one already. So like I said, we're gonna do a double whammy. I'm doing a live stream. We're gonna do a 3D scan, but I'm also gonna be recording two short videos that I'm going to edit for the main channel, because I am currently editing a video that I already announced through the newsletter, a video about rehumidification, humidity, dryness issues, okay? So I guess we'll just include that. That'll fit right in. So like I said, the binding is coming off, and we want to look at that. So that's not what we're really doing here, but I'm documenting it because we have it here, okay? So let's have a look at the guitar binding. So here on the side, it's coming off. You can see that. So it's an HD28. H mean, well, that's going to have this kind of binding, herring. And here it's coming off badly. So it's a combination of reasons. So they keep using this plastic that is shrinking over time. Okay, that's what Martin does. So since the 1970s, I think, 60s maybe, I don't know. And look at that, and here it's coming off like that. So it's actually quite a long, like here it's also coming off. Look at that. See, I didn't even initially see that, but yeah, so I don't know. Let's see after I rehumidify the guitar what the situation with the binding is. We're gonna do something. Dr. Logan Holland is here. Wow, that ought to be the best guitar I've ever seen. Well, it's the Eric Clapton model, right? It was like a limited edition, I think. Martin HD28. Good looking guitar for sure. But Martin guitars have issues. All right. So like I said, I'm going to do two recordings, relatively short recordings for the main channel about humidification. One will be just the exam of the guitar, and the other recording will be the actual scanning. Now, here's the interesting thing. I had this guitar on the workbench. I'll tell you the exact date when I scanned it. Hold on a second. Bear with me, please. Where do I have it here? HD28, Martin 80. Okay, June. No, HD, right here. April 16th, 2025. Okay, back in April. And I scanned this guitar, and you will see the scan of the soundboard as it should be. I'm going to show it to you right now. So bear with me. So this is the archival scan. Right? This is one advantage of this 3D scanning business, is that I can archive the guitars, and then we can compare them. We can compare the scans, like a before and after scan or whatever. Okay. Let me just set it up here on my screen. Just bear with me a little bit. I'm working on it. Okay. That's that. So what I'll do now is I'm going to show you the old scan first. So we're doing one today, but now we're looking at a scan from, what did I say, April something, 2025 of this year. So this guitar, so just remember what it looks like. This is it, right? This is the Martin HD28, which I scanned back in April, and now I'm going to show it to you on the screen. So here it is. You can see it. So this is the 3D scan of that same guitar. And this soundboard isn't collapsed on this scan. And I'm going to make some adjustments here. I'm going to bring up this blue level, which highlights the low spots. And I'm going to bring down this red, which highlights the high spots. So you can see that behind the soundboard, we have this bulging thing. Well, this is called the soundboard deflection, and this is what we want to see on a guitar. So if I bring up again the blue level like this, it highlights the low spots on the guitar, so you can see where they are. And again, I am bringing down the red. So this is now a high contrast image, and you can see that. And now I can bring down this mask gray level. So now this in gray is highlighting the absolute highest spots on the guitar. So now this is not oriented for neck relief analysis. It's oriented for soundboard analysis, right? Because the neck is at an angle. So we would have to re-angle the entire 3D scan. But this is the absolute highest spot on the soundboard. And here, if I bring up the mask from below, you can see how it's coming up. Now this is now highlighting the absolute lowest spots on the soundboard, right? This is how we see it. And what I just showed you is once again a 3D scan from back in April. So now I am going to remove this. Hold on. I actually had to put it on this screen. This is a screen that I'm looking at when I make eye contact with the audience. So we don't need to look at this right now. Yeah, I can quit the application. All right. And now I am going to go into recording mode, and I'm going to record a short video about this guitar being all dried up. Okay, so that's... Oh, and you know what I'm seeing? Again, we didn't see this. When the customer brought it in, he didn't even tell me about the binding separating at the back. But this is it. We didn't even look at the back when he was here. So this is the binding at the back of the guitar. Look at that. All right, and once again, this binding shrinks and it just becomes shorter, and you cannot really put it back. I mean, you can, but not easily. So there are two methods that people use. One is to expand it, you know, with a heat gun and make it longer because you expand it, so you heat it up. But the other method is to actually remove the binding, then reglue it, and then end up with the gap here, which you need to fill. Now here it's also starting to come off. Well, it's not coming off yet, but I can feel some cracks. So let's look at that as well. So here you can see, and you can already see a gap forming. And again, this is the shrinking of the glue. I'm sorry, not the glue, the plastic. So this is the type of plastic that just shrinks and keeps shrinking over time on Martin guitars. And it's a common issue. Now, for those who don't believe me, what does this say on the headstock? If the camera wants to focus, right? Okay, binding coming off. That's a 12-string Martin guitar. It's got some other issues as well. The Martin guitars that spontaneously fall apart. For those who are skeptical, what does this say on the headstock? Now that's a cheaper Martin, but I do want to make sure that you see that it says Martin on the headstock. Okay, whatever. Falling apart, right? So that's, yeah, what we see very often on Martin guitars, all the time. So, okay, so I want to talk about dryness, and like I said, I want to start recording here. Oh, I lost all the audience. Well, whenever I try to do something really cool, everybody leaves. Right. No problem. People don't like to look at my cleavage. It's not that attractive. I'll try to improve the quality of my videos. I'll give you the female AI version of myself, and then people will watch them. Watch them more, right? Well, obviously, if you're hearing this, you're watching, but I'm talking about the other people. Okay. So I gotta get into the recording mode right now. Let me see. I'm gonna show this. All right, bear with me, please. I'm setting up for a recording session. Well, no one's watching anyway, so I can do whatever I want. I can say whatever I want because no one's watching. I just want the work area to look nicer for the recording. I think that's nice enough. Okay, let's do it. Press the record button. The Martin guitar on the workbench dried up, and it's buzzing, it's fretting out because the strings are too low to the fingerboard, and it's simply because it dried up, so the soundboard collapsed. So this obviously brings the bridge down to a lower height, and the strings come too close to the fingerboard. So at this time, we have, I already checked the relief of the neck. We have the action on the treble side is 31 thousandths of an inch, but standard would be 80. And on the bass side, it's about 55. Standard would be about 100. And this is something that I can show you from the side. I'll show you one of the strings. I'll show you the E string. So let me just zoom in on this and focus. All right. So here we have, this is the height gauge. So you can see this is the 12th fret. And you can see it's barely a little bit above 30, maybe around 35. Okay. But it should be at 80, which is now here above the 12th fret. So the string should be about here, not at this height. And once again, the reason is the collapse of the soundboard, which is due to dryness. And we are going to look at the soundboard collapse from this angle. So what I'll do is I'll just use a straight edge. Now for this purpose, I just like to use a lightweight straight edge, just so I don't accidentally damage the guitar. And just place it on the soundboard like this, and you can see these gaps. So you can see the reflection of my hand behind there. And even from above, you can see that this is flexing because we have the two highest points here and here. So normally we would see like a soundboard deflection and it would be the opposite of what we're seeing. So now it's concave. I mean, we do have a little hump here. That's due to the string pull, but the entire soundboard is collapsed. So the guitar needs to be rehumidified. And then after the rehumidification, I typically do a stress test, which means I put the strings back to full tension and I leave it in a well-maintained environment for a couple of days, and I see how the guitar settles at full string tension. Okay, so that was the recording, part 1. Now I'm going to set up the guitar for the 3D scanning, and I'm going to also record the 3D scanning procedure for the channel, for the main channel. So I really only need to scan the soundboard, but because I have an earlier scan of the entire guitar archived already, I'm actually going to scan the entire guitar today as well, even if I don't actually need to scan the fingerboard for this purpose. So right now I am just sprinkling these tracking markers all over the soundboard. So this 3D scanner uses this for, well, tracking. So now we know why they call them tracking markers. They come in 2 sizes. And, you know, for a guitar, either size works. I like to put some on the bridge as well. I, in fact, take measurements, height measurements from the bridge. In the 3D software, I can slice a horizontal plane through the soundboard, and I can take measurements. So we won't be doing that today, but I'm just saying that this is how it's done. It can be done. It's not the only way to do the 3D analysis, but it's one option. So the more of these you place on the guitar or on the object that you're scanning, the less likely it is that the 3D scanner is going to lose tracking while it's scanning. So I'll put one more here. Yeah. And I think then the faster the scan as well. You can scan more rapidly. Now on the side, on the 2 sides of the fingerboard, I'm going to put these rails that I made. So I made them so that I can quickly set up a guitar for a 3D scan. Same markers. These are just picture frames or something. No, moldings. Yeah, from Home Depot. This is not sponsored by the Home Depot. I'm just saying where I bought them. And I sprayed them black. So just put one on each side, and that's done. So this is enough for the 3D scan. I'm also going to put a marker here near the nut on the headstock. Yeah. So these should no longer be moved once I start the scanning. Let's put them a bit closer to the edge, some of them. Yeah, I think this looks good. Yeah. Okay, so we're almost scanning this thing. So while I connect the scanner, I am going to, oh, and I just need to get something from here, sorry. No, I'm good. Okay, so we don't need this. Let me set it up. And I'll set up this camera so they can see over there the entire bench. From this height. Like I said, I'm actually, as we speak, editing a video about dryness and humidification. So this is a customer that brings his guitars here all the time. So I'm actually doing this 3D scan as a courtesy. And might as well use it for the video. So that's it. So this way he will have his guitar on file here. Right. So I think we're good with that. Now, let me see. I need to set up the 3D scanning software. It's called Creality. And this is the 3D scanner. This shouldn't take too long. Password. And I need to connect the scanner to the computer. That kind of always takes a minute for whatever reason. It's not instantaneous. So like I said, I only need to scan the soundboard, but I will scan the entire guitar. I mean, the soundboard and the fingerboard, so that we have for our archival, for my own archival purposes, because I do have an earlier scan of the same guitar. Okay, let me name the project. So that's Martin HD 28, right? Dry. Okay. Set up the resolution for the scan. Okay. So I just named my file, and I'm ready for the scan right now. I'm going to put my mouse here because I might need it. And let's put the image here on the screen. Okay, this no longer works, but I have this, right? Yeah, this works. Okay, so let me show you what we got here. So this is the 3D software. I mean 3D scanning software. I can show you here what the interface looks like. So here I just set up the resolution. This is, you know, overkill actually for what we need. And then I'm going to press this scan button, and the scanner is right here, and I'm going to start scanning. So you're going to see blue light first. So let me click that button, and you see the blue light. And now I adjust my height. Oh, I almost forgot. I want to record this. Yeah, all right. So why don't I do that? Press the record button. I set up the guitar on the workbench for the 3D scanning. This is the 3D scanner. And I put these tracking markers all over the guitar and these rails here. I only need to scan the soundboard, but I'm going to scan the entire guitar for archival purposes. And right here on the screen, you can see that this is ready for scanning. So as soon as I point the scanner in this direction, this tells me the distance. Push the button here and it starts to scan the guitar. So at first it picks up everything in pink. So I'm going to do just a quick pass just to capture the entire guitar. And then I'm going to go over the same areas. Until we see a lot of green. Green shows me that it's a complete scan. Okay, so now I basically have the guitar captured, but that's not enough. This would not render a good 3D scan. Now it seems that I need to tweak the exposure a little bit, which I'm going to do right here. And now it seems to be picking up more rapidly. So the dark areas sometimes don't fully scan. I scanned this guitar a few months ago, and the pickguard was only half captured at that time. So I expect the same results this time. Now here we can see that the fingerboard is starting to turn green, but I think I need to increase the exposure here. We don't really analyze the fingerboard. We don't really need to analyze the fingerboard in this case. But I still want to capture all the frets and everything, because I never know if I'm going to use this scan in the future for some research and development purposes. So we are almost done. So we don't need to fully really scan everything. I mean, if we have a few gaps here and there, we'll still be able to do a full analysis of the soundboard topography. I'm just tilting it. And I'm also changing the angle like that. So these scans just take a few minutes. An industrial scanner would scan this in less than 2 minutes. But this is a prosumer scanner. It's one of the better prosumer scanners. So it's not as quick as an industrial scanner. And also the industrial scanners also work differently. So okay, so I think the soundboard is good. Maybe here the edges. Want to capture the binding maybe here, just to make sure I don't have gaps. And so we lost tracking just for a moment there because I was pointing my scanner outside of the area where the tracking markers are. I think we're good with this now. So here's what we see. And now I'm going to stop the scan. So like this. So I just push the button again on the scanner. That's it. This freezes the image. And now I am going to just look at it. And here, I think it looks good. And I just push this button. Complete scan. And yes. Okay. So this is going to process. And then I just need to clean up the scan. So this is it now. Now on my computer here, I can look at the processed scan, and I just have to delete whatever is not needed, like the workbench, obviously. So anything that turns red, I just delete. Okay. I'm going to continue this off camera, and then we'll analyze it. And now I just stopped the recording, right? That was recorded for the main channel on YouTube. And yes, and I'm actually going to finish this off camera anyway. So now I can disconnect my scanner. So when the light turns from green to blue, it'll show me that the scanner is no longer connected to the computer. Should be blue now. It's still green. But it, oh yeah, blue blinking. Right? And now I turn it off. So the upcoming video on the main channel is about dryness and humidification of guitars. And I am editing it as we speak. So these two videos that I just recorded are going to go straight into that video, I think, right? Maybe it was a little too long. Maybe I need to cut it down, or maybe I'll record another one, a quicker one. I don't really know. So I'll look at it and then I'll decide. But yeah, that's pretty much it. What else can I tell you? Nothing. I mean, oh, this is no longer connected. Okay, fine. So kids, I'm gonna go. So this is gonna be archived, and I might do another live stream today. I don't know, I got like a headstock repair that I really need to, you know, start working on. I kind of did some preliminary work on it, but, you know, I also had prior commitments, so it had to wait a little bit. So yeah, so let me get off, and let me see if I'm going to use this one, or maybe I'll make a shorter recording. But the upcoming video on the main channel is about dryness, okay, and humidification of guitars, okay? I'll talk to you soon. Bye.